The dog days of summer on 1430 ESPN Radio.
In becoming the first non-BCS school to win a BCS Bowl, some would say Boise State put the Western Athletic Conference on the map. But that would beg the question, where the heck was it before? In fact, there was LBF, better known as Life Before the Fiesta Bowl, and WAC Commissioner Carl Benson says the conference has come a great distance because of two institutions.
There was some strong leadership early on from Fresno State and the University of Hawaii. Both those presidents kind of held the WAC together. And then I think we made some key additions with Nevada and Boise State. And we were able to sustain and to create the success. And when you look at the membership now, outside of Louisiana Tech, we really are the Western Athletic Conference.
And it's a conference that Benson says on the West Coast is second to one.
The WAC has been able to surpass the Mountain West and reestablish itself from a historical standpoint as the second most recognized conference in the West behind the Pac-10.
And while Benson uses the word recognizable, he believes that purely as a football conference, head-to-head, the WAC is better.
I think, we obviously compete against the Mountain West, and whether it's because of what happened in 1998 or it's the fact that we share the territory, that we're always going to be compared to and measured against those 9 institutions. And it's been healthy, and I think that it's benefited the WAC to have the Mountain West to compete against. Obviously, head-to-head is an easy way to compare sport by sport, and I think that right now when comparing from a football standpoint, that's what we're using, the head-to-head along with the rankings. The other factors, whether it's attendance, media market, television contracts, those can be used as well. I think all of us as commissioners are put in a spot where we're the spokesperson for our conference, and we're the person that is out there promoting the league. And when you have some ammunition to use, which we have now, then it becomes a much easier sell and a much easier promotion. And my credibility isn't questioned when I make those types of statements. I think we can back it up.
And to back it up, Benson would point to the fact that the WAC won 29% of its games against BCS schools last season, higher than CUSA, the MAC, the Sun Belt, and the Mountain West Conference. He would point to the 17 WAC athletes taken in the NFL draft, 8 more than the Mountain West. And he would point to bowl wins by Boise State, Hawaii, and San Jose State. While the top of the conference dominated the Mountain West, a struggling bottom half brought the head-to-head total last season to a 6-5 WAC edge. And it's that bottom half that makes all the difference. As Benson mentions taking on other conferences, New Idaho coach Rob Akey knows that making the intra-conference rivalries interesting again helps build WAC strength. And for Akey, that means Boise State.
We've got a responsibility to turn this thing back into a rivalry. Right now it has been a little bit more of a tradition. They've been able to win that game in the last few years. We're definitely gonna attack that. It needs to be a big game. Our guys need to know that it's important, and I expect that to be the case every time we play them.
To build on the attention Boise State brought last season, the conference has put their Heisman candidates front and center.
We think that this is clearly the first time that the WAC has had 2 preseason Heisman candidates. In 2000, we actually had our media preview here in San Jose, and TCU was a member of the WAC at the time. And LaDainian Tomlinson was a player that was coming back, but wasn't coming back with any of the type of accolades that Brennan and Johnson have. Even David Carr didn't have the preseason type of hype that Brennan and Johnson had. So I think that the stars were aligned pretty well for us last December and January, and those players produced on big stages.
The WAC does not have the luxury of a down year. It needs Hawaii, Fresno State, and Boise State to keep up appearances. But it needs Idaho, Louisiana Tech, and Utah State to grow. These are the dog days of summer.